Ready to go? Okay. So, just first things first, can we have you say and spell your name?
Jonathan Cias, JonathanSillas.
Okay. And how long have you been a student here at MSU?
I've been a student here for 2 years.
Okay. So, tell us, just for the people at home, just walk us through the beginning. What happened last November?
We were going to what is that, like Cloudcroft for an initiation, and well, that's all that, like, we're getting initiated into the fraternity. That's all basically that we were doing, and there were like sort of quests we had to go through. I guess like they were telling us like that we have to go through these gates, and it's like that leads up to us being a member of the fraternity. We're pledges at the time, and that's basically all we were gonna do is that.
Yeah. Which fraternity was this?
Kappa Sigma.
And what had the recruitment process been up until the shot was fired?
It was really fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I really didn't see like an issue with it. It was probably a really great experience.
Was there any hazing leading up to the shot being fired, or no?
No, or the only thing that like sort of was hazing was whenever we got to one of the like campfires, and the person who shot me had like this light over his head, and it was like a bright light, and he'd ask me questions about the fraternity, and if I got it wrong, they shined that light in my eye, and then there were two people like hiding in the shadows, and they'd like come tackle us, but it was nothing like mere, but like just rough housing. That was it.
So tell us what happened that led up to the shot, and what happened when you were actually shot.
Okay, so we start at the first campfire with all the pledges, and then they tell us to go through the rest of the campfires. So there were about 11 campfires, and the last one was just where all the pledges would meet. So once we got to that campfire, they had us all, like, they got us all in a group, and then everyone was just talking to us and telling us how that like we can head home and stuff like that after. And then one of the guys pulled me to the side, and he was like, "We didn't do this to you." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he told me to turn around, and I was just thinking like they're just gonna like hit me with a paddle or something like that. I'm not like too scared about that. And then whenever I turn around, he reaches and pulled a gun out of the backpack. I wasn't like watching, but I heard him click it, and then I started freaking out.
Okay, and then what happened? Did you know this guy?
Yeah, I knew him.
Had so hey, he had been involved from the beginning. Was he part of the
Yes, he was part of
leadership, or-
he was, I can't remember what position he held, but I don't really know what position he held, but I know he was a part of the he, I think, did the like, what are those philanthropy events for us. So yeah, that's what he did, was philanthropy events.
Okay. So what happened when he actually pulled the trigger?
So whenever he pulled the trigger, like, I mean, I didn't even think I got shot, to be honest. I was just like, whoa, like, I thought like some, I don't know, just my leg was just feeling like it got hit pretty hard. So then I just looked down and I noticed there was like smoke coming out my leg, and then I was like, okay. And then I just realized I got shot, and then he was in shock. He was holding the gun like this or whatever, laying on the ground, or while I was laying on the ground. And people hopped on me real quick. One dude wrapped my leg in a tourniquet and tied it off, and that was just like basically it. Everyone, he was apologizing to me. Everyone was not like, people handled it better. I mean, I think I handled it pretty well also. I think everyone handled it like pretty good.
Did it seem like this was expected?
Not really. I didn't think anyone expected like anyone to get shot. Everybody was just like in shock, honestly, whenever it happened. But I mean, it was part of the thing. Like, they did put the gun on other people's leg, like, too. That was like the main area they'd put it. They put it on the back of their leg, and yeah.
What was your reaction when they pulled out the gun?
I didn't, like, I wasn't looking whenever it happened. He told me to turn around, and I turned around, and he put the gun on my butt, and then I was like, nah. I was like, take it off of me. So as I was turning, he just pulled the trigger and he shot me. But I mean, I figured he wouldn't have done it if it was like, he didn't know it was loaded, but it happened.
Yeah. So did they take you to hospital? You said you said they did put a tourniquet on you.
So they put a tourniquet on me, and we were pretty high in the mountains, or like in the forest sort of. So they had to carry me all the way down, put me in a vehicle, and the closest hospital was in Alamogordo, so it was a good like hour drive from Cloudcroft. So it was like a good hour till I actually got hospital treatment.
Did the doctors tell you it was a bullet? Was it a blank?
They told me it was a bullet.
It was an actual bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long did it take for you to recover?
It took me probably to actually start like sort of walking, hobbling was probably like 2 weeks, but like a full recovery, I'd say like a good month till I actually started doing like some physical activity.
Okay. And what did the fraternity tell you? Did they say this was not planned, or did they say what happened?
Most of them would tell me that they didn't know the gun was there and stuff like that. But I mean, like, if I figured it was planned because everyone told me they got the gun put on them and stuff like that. And I mean, I think it was planned. They told me it wasn't. So.
Okay. Did anyone from the fraternity reach out and let you know what happened to them afterward?
What happened to? No one told me what happened. I actually found out from my girlfriend because she's in a sorority and one of like. I don't know, a close friend is in Kappa Sigma, and that he ended up telling her. So no one told me from Kappa Sigma that they got kicked off campus or anything like that. The person that was supposed to be my big, he told me that whenever he was basically keeping me up to date with everything that's going on though. Like he was telling me that like what happened with JR and what's going on. He was telling me that they kicked him out and stuff like that, and yeah, he was keeping me informed with everything that's going on.
What was the reaction from your family when it happened?
Well,
And did they know that you were in fraternity?
They did. I was telling them that I was rushing a fraternity, and they at the time I didn't call them. I was in hospital. I was in the hospital. They were like checking on my leg and stuff. So I gave my phone to my friend, and I had them call my mom and stuff. And whenever they contacted my mom, they didn't like tell them I got shot in my leg. They told them I got shot, so they're thinking I'm dying and stuff like that. When I know I'm like, they put them in like too much of a worry, but like I was really fine. I mean, I wasn't bleeding too much or anything like that.
Yeah. You mentioned that this guy JR, he got kicked out. Do you mean kicked out of school or kicked out of the frat?
Out of the fraternity. They I guess they suspended him out of the fraternity too, and then he also did get kicked off campus also. So.
What was his major? Do you mind just which department?
I remember he was telling me about like geography or something like that, but that's all I remember.
What year?
This is my second year.
Second year?
Yes. Criminal justice.
And your thoughts on this entire situation that occurred with hazing while you were in fraternity? What are your thoughts on the trauma this was and the fact that this went over the top?
I really think they need to like pay more close attention to fraternities rather than like sororities. I feel like sororities are getting more cracked down on than fraternities are. Fraternities need more like I don't know. They need more like supervision for what they do, because I really do hear a lot of them getting in trouble and stuff like that. I mean, this was one that I didn't hear too much problems with, so I mean, I really did like this fraternity, but then again, like this happened.
Did you continue trying to get into the frat, or was it just like?
No, I cut it off right there. I was done with it.
I mean, and was this your first semester, like in the fall, in the fraternity? Was it?
This was like the first time I was rushing it.
Okay.
Yes.
And I mean, before coming to MSU, had you thought about going into a fraternity?
No, not actually. My friends were like convincing me into doing it, and like I was just thinking free food. That's why I was going. Yeah, that's all I wanted was free food.
Yeah.
Have
And
you heard about other worst case scenarios like this in other parts of the country? Did that ever come to your mind?
no, I mean like I never really heard too much about fraternities or like really too much about it. Like I really wasn't like thinking hazing and stuff like that. I was just like brotherhood and all that. I mean, like I was sold on that, what they were telling me at all the little functions, and I was just like, okay, cool, I'll join. I guess they were wanting me to join. I did a lot of their sports things with them, so I was big on that.
All right. And what do you think is going to happen next? I mean, there are DA's offices for some
I really don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that, I mean, the fraternity got kicked off. I'm not too happy about that, just because like I liked all the guys in the fraternity. None of them are bad people, But like what's going on like legally, I mean, I think like I don't want him to ever hold a gun ever again. So yeah, I think that's probably like the best thing for it to happen.
What advice would you give to anybody who's considering rushing? Like, what would you say to them?
I would say, I mean, it's hard to know like someone's true intentions and like if there's gonna be hazing putting on like in it. Like I would honestly find like the best academic one wise and probably like real people that you can like sort of trust. I mean, I trusted these guys and I got shot.
And what advice would you give to fraternity and sorority leaderships that are in charge of the whole pledging process?
Cut out all the hazing. That's just plain and simple. You don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to lose your fraternity or sorority. Cut out all the hazing. And I mean, follow the rules. I mean, like I know people want to have fun and party and stuff like that, but like this is like over the top. Just having a gun present is just over the top.
But Jonathan, it's secretive.
Hmm.
How do you cut something out that's secretive?
I don't know. You got to have some type of some type of supervision. Like, I mean, the school had no clue what's going on. They would have known what if they had a clue, if they had someone supervising it. That's all I think about.
Did the fraternity officers just completely oblivious to the situation? Like, were they aware of what was going on?
I mean, the president was there. I don't know if he knew what was happening. The vice president was there. I talked to him. He told me nothing. He told me like none of he told me he had no clue the gun was there.
Do you believe him?
Not really, but like I mean, I'm a very trusting person, honestly. I sort of do believe him at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And when you guys were going up, I mean, did you all go up in a group in the same car? Did they tell you where you guys were going? Did you have an idea where you guys were
I
going?
went up in the same car with some of my friends, like from my hometown, and like we had no clue what was going on. They're like joking with us, saying that there's about to be like a goat there, and they told us to bring condoms. And I was like, okay, well if there's a goat and I have to bring condoms, I'm leaving like instantly. I'm not about to like do that. But I guess they're just joking with us.
Was this part of initiation or just like a social ritual?
It was an initiation. That was part of.
And my final question is, where exactly did you get shot?
I got shot. So right here, there's a entrance hole right here and an exit hole right here. So basically in the thigh. It didn't hit no like major like artery or anything like that. It just tore through muscle. That's basically it. There was no metal still in my leg. It just went clean through.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add? Anything we might have missed?
Nope. Everything.
Thank you so much, JJ.
No problem.
Talking to us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And real quick, what was the other guy's name?
What other guy's name?
The guy who actually pulled the trigger and shot you.
I can't remember his name. I just know him as JR too.
Okay.